Hi, my name's Amanda Easton. I'm a performer, singer-songwriter from Sydney, Australia. I make retro-inspired theatrical electronic pop. But when I'm not doing my own music, I do
Cabaret,
cover band gigs, solo gigs, tribute shows, recording sessions. Welcome to my Circle of Light vlog.
And I'll be watching you from here.
Hello, how are you? It's so lovely to see you. I know I look a little bit different today, but this is what happens when you don't go to the hairdressers for about 4 months. You start experimenting with the way you look. So it is still me under here. I hope you're well. It's 7:30, of course, on a Thursday night here in Sydney. A little bit chilly. I had to put a jacket on. I don't know what it's like near you, but I hope you're having a good time. For my overseas friends, I have got a few messages of worry, I guess. Oh, hi, Lou, nice to see you. And of course, Lou will know this, but for my overseas friends, Sydney has had a few little cases of the dreaded COVID, and so, you know, we're still in a reasonable position, I guess, compared to our sister state, Victoria, who's not faring so well with over 200 cases a day, which I know for my American friends seems like nothing, but of course it's a lot more than we've been dealing with. It's probably the worst position we've ever been in, but we're staying positive, aren't we, Lou? And staying home as much as we can. Having said that, I'm very excited to be doing a gig tomorrow night. I've only got a little bit of FOGO, which of course is fear of going out. But this is such a great gig that I've terribly missed. You have it here in the Highlands too. I'm sorry to hear that. It's just about everywhere at the moment, isn't it? I know, I guess you're near Bowral where there was that case, and yeah, there's been cases not far away from us either. So that's not ideal. Let's hope this second wave doesn't get any bigger. But as I said, I've got a gig tomorrow night, which I am excited about, and that's with my Fleetwood Mac tribute show called Rumours. I haven't done it for, since I guess the beginning of this thing. It was one of the last gigs I did. And normally we're a 7-piece band, but this time we're a 4-piece, so it's kind of a cut-down version because of the restrictions. But I'm just excited to be singing those songs again to real people in the audience. So that's the Brass Monkey in Cronulla. We've sold out of there's 2 seatings. So we've sold out of the late one, and I think there's a few tickets left for the early show. And after that, I've got to say I've started to get cancellations again. So some of the shows that I thought I was doing, I'm now not going to be doing in the near future, and that's some of the bigger band stuff. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, and I guess we've just got to move with it, and you can't look too far ahead, basically. But if you were with me last week, I was fluffing around with the technology and nothing was working for me. And even though I said, it's probably user error, I actually completely blamed Facebook. But I'd like to tell you that I've worked it out. It wasn't exactly Facebook's fault, and I'll show you whose fault it is. This little girl had obviously jumped on the keyboard and she pressed a button that I didn't even know existed, and that is microphone mute. So that is why, you cheeky devil, that is why I was trying to go live from my laptop last week and couldn't manage because she had jumped on my keyboard and pressed the microphone mute button. So I'm very excited to say that I have worked that out, and it took me a long time, let me tell you, because, it's just not something I thought about. But I'm using brand new software now, and if anybody that knows me well knows I'm a little bit of a computer nerd, and I used to work for Microsoft, and I love my technology, except when it doesn't work, which obviously, does happen quite often. But I've discovered a new program. It's been around for a long time, but it's called Open Broadcast software or system, OBS anyway, and it means that you can do some clever things. Now, oh, hi James, well, it's nice to see you briefly. Have a good time at work. I'm assuming it's daytime for you, so you're heading off to work, whereas most of us in Sydney are heading home. But very nice to see you anyway, just briefly. And of course, this video will stay up, so you know you can always come back and have a look later. Oh, thank you for your very kind message, James. And anyway, so I'm going to attempt to do something clever tonight, and it very well may not work, but I have tested it and it worked then, so let's hope, huh? You may have received an email from me asking for your opinion about some T-shirt designs, because I do have T-shirts from years ago, but I haven't updated them for quite a while. So I thought I would do some new merch, which is, you know, one way to spend the time when you're not doing as many gigs as you normally do. And you may have received an email from me asking your opinion on some designs. Now, if this works, you're going to see the designs in just a minute. Would that be clever or what? Let's see. So these are the designs that I've been playing with. Yay! Can you see that? I can see it here, so I'm assuming you can see it at your end. So you should be able to see 6 different designs, A, B, C, D, E, and F. And, you know, it's funny. People were fantastic giving me their opinions on the different designs. I loved the ideas and some extra ideas that, you know, that I didn't present as well. So that is so great. Nobody has picked F, and I'm not surprised. It looks like a headless body, and you don't realize these things when you're doing it. But yeah, somebody did comment, oh, I don't like the torso one, and I'm like, I don't blame you at all. But you know, it's only when you see it through somebody else's eyes that you kind of realize. So there's been some clear winners, and the clear winners so far have been they've been B, C, and E. So I don't know if you can see my mouse, but this one, and this one. So I think what I'm going to do is get some samples made and see, you know, what they actually look like on T-shirts, and then I guess sell them if people actually like them. So how good is that? Now I wonder if I can get myself back. That would be clever as well, wouldn't it? I'll give that a go. Let's see. Okay, now. Woo, here I come. Sorry, excuse me, but as I said, I do like my technology. A and B for you, Peter. Yeah, well, I put A in there because, like, honestly, I don't want to have my face on a T-shirt if it was me. I know it's different when it's not your own face, but I wanted to have something, which is why I did the torso one as well. But I wanted to have a version that was a little bit less about me, I suppose. B and C for you, John. Well, it's good. You know, I'm going to have a few different variations, I think. Hi, Michael. How are you? It's very nice to see you. So if you have just joined me, I've had all sorts of technology issues over the last couple of weeks. I worked out it was all my cat. Basically, my cat had jumped on my keyboard and pressed a button that I didn't know existed. So I'm so happy to have worked that out. And it looks like you could actually see those pictures. So I'm so excited. C for classic. Oh, I like that. Revised. Classic revised. That's right, because if I just go back to that picture again, if you look at C, the one that John is talking about, this one, the blondie, that is, you can't see your eyes in F. Oh, you can't see my whole head. Darren, I know. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that. No, the torso one's a bit strange, I agree. But if you look at C, the blondie kind of comic-y one, the reason John is saying that's revised is because originally that was a red-haired one. So the hair was red and the background was blue. But I updated it obviously when I changed my hair, and I know I change my hair all the time, so it's not necessarily easy to keep up with that. But I'd like to tell you this story about how that logo came to be. I had really bright red fire engine coloured hair. Oh, Michael says, I miss you at Beaches. I so miss Beaches. Beaches is one of our favourite venues down in Thirroul, down kind of south from Sydney, and I haven't done a gig there for like 6 months and dreadfully missing it. But yeah, so I dyed my hair bright red, and I had a gig in King's Cross, which Australians will know is kind of, well, it can be a bit seedy, but it's a great area to go out. Lots of clubs, well, it was anyway, pubs, nightclubs, that kind of thing. And one night I was doing a late night gig, and some of you might remember the Tuesday nights they used to have at the Iguana Bar. And it was a Tuesday night, quite late. I was walking to the gig through the main part of the Cross, and somebody who could have just been slightly inebriated stumbled out of the pub. And he had his packet of cigarettes and a box of matches in his hand. And you could see him looking at the matches and looking at me with my bright red hair, getting really confused because he'd had a few, bourbons or something. And he said, "Hey, you're the chick off my matchbox." I thought it was so funny. If you can't remember what redheads matches look like, girlfriend actually bought me this vintage little thing here, which I love, which is the original Matchbox artwork. And so I thought, I love that. I want to be the chick off the Matchbox. So that's how that logo came into being. So I asked an artist to kind of, not to copy it, obviously, because that would be copyright, but just to be inspired by that artwork. And I have since changed it. Every time I change my hair dramatically, I kind of change the colour of that logo. And yeah, Darren, you've got a copy of that original. I thought I'd sold all those T-shirts, and I found a box of about maybe 10 of those original T-shirts. So I'm still thinking, what am I going to do with those? They're all just random sizes and everything, but I'll think of something. And Debbie, yes, I would love you to share, sweet lady. It's very nice to see you here. And, as I said, some of you may have got an email from me saying, can you help me out with your opinions on my, merch to be? And one friend suggested something which I thought was a good idea. I have a logo, and I'll tell you the story of this one as well. I have a logo for my record label. Actually, another friend from the UK asked me just earlier today, what's the name of what record label are you on? And when I started out, I was thank you, Harry. I'm experimenting because I haven't been to the hairdresser for like a long time. So it's going to be different every time you see me, no doubt. But so I had a record company when I started out, my first single, based in Melbourne, and was an independent record label. And I think, everything went fine. They were really nice people and everything, but I found that they weren't necessarily the right record label for me. They didn't really get my music, and I found myself doing a lot of the work myself anyway. I guess I'm a little bit of I don't like saying control freak. Is there a nicer way to say that? A do-it-yourself person. But I was putting together, because my background was in, media and that kind of thing. I was putting together my own press kits. I was doing a lot of my own artwork just because I like to. And I thought in those days you did need a record company more, because to get your CDs into physical stores, you kind of needed that. But as time went on, that stuff started to become a lot more accessible. And so with my next release, I decided to start my own record label and just do it myself. And I called it Wildcat Records. Part of the reason is I'm a cat lover, as I'm sure you know, and those that were here earlier would have seen my little naughty Smokey. But I went to Japan at around this time, and I ended up living there for 2 years, singing over there. And, hi, Sam, it's lovely to see you. Same with you, Jimmy. And some of the Japanese people that I met, there's a little group of Japanese people I met that used to come to the nightclub where I sang, and they used to call me Neko-chan, and Neko-chan means little cat. And because obviously not many Asian people no Asian people, full-blooded Asian people have green eyes, they thought my eyes were kind of strange, and they said it made me look like a cat, and Neko-chan means little cat. So I decided I actually got a tattoo, which I would show you if I didn't have so many clothes on, but also it has faded a lot over the years. But I got a picture of a pussycat on my back, and I decided to use that tattoo, that artwork for that tattoo, as my logo. So if I can do this clever thing again, hopefully you will see what that looks like. So that's the logo for my own little record company, Wildcat Records. And my friend was suggesting that perhaps I could have some, T-shirts or sweatshirts or whatever else with that kind of design on it, since I was asking, for people's opinions. And I quite like that idea. And another friend suggested, and I really want to know what you think about this, another friend suggested to make masks. Because obviously that is something that, there's been a lot of toing and froing. Are we supposed to wear masks or are we not? But it looks like we're coming down in favour of the masks in certain situations. And you can actually get fabric masks and print on them. Now, is that in bad taste or is it actually a good idea? Because I know I would rather have a mask that has something kind of interesting on it than I've just got those blue surgical looking kind of ones. But if I could get a groovy fabric one, maybe, or is it like taking advantage of a bad situation? I'd love to know what you think. What do you think? Would you want to buy a mask with an interesting picture on it, or would that just feel a bit weird? It wouldn't be my face because that would be weird. But it could be like the Wildcat logo, or I don't know. But, I've decided, just like I started my own record company all those years ago, and it's, tiny. It's tiny. Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. I'm trying to use this time. So you think mask is good, John? Does that mean? Give me a yay or nay, guys, and let me know what you think. If you think, oh, that's a bit tacky, you're all for a crazy mask. Okay, good. I am too, but, I wondered if people would think it was taking advantage of a bad situation, but it's good to hear that you think it could be a good idea. I can only try anyway, huh? I feel like, yep, good idea, Deb. Okay, well, that's 3 people whose opinion I definitely trust so far, so I reckon I'm going to go for it. So what I'm going to do is get samples, using some of these pictures and things. We have a thumbs up and see how they look in real life. And then if they look any good and the quality's fine and everything, I'm going to start my own little store. So that's kind of exciting. Anyway, I'm excited about my gig tomorrow, and I don't know if you've got anything coming up this weekend. I've got something kind of exciting this weekend. It's my birthday on Sunday. Now, a little while ago, I put up a Facebook post, and it was one of my friend's birthdays, and I think some people thought maybe somebody misread it and then said happy birthday to me, and then a whole lot of lovely people joined in and said happy birthday, and I kind of tried to say, oh, it's not actually my birthday, but then a cat tat mask. Ooh, interesting. I like it. So it felt kind of churlish to keep saying, oh, it's not my birthday, it's not my birthday. So I kind of just let it go. But now it really is my birthday, and everyone's going to think I have 500 birthdays. But this is the real one coming up on Sunday. And basically I'm going to sit in my kitchen and eat and drink champagne. But I'm just still exciting, having a birthday is good. So that's my other exciting thing for this weekend. So I've got my gig and then I've got my birthday. Well, it's been very nice to see you here. I'm so glad the technology is working. Thanks, Smokey. Oh, Smokey wants to say goodbye. Well, maybe she doesn't, but she's gonna. Hey, she's actually asleep, the poor darling. Whoa. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. La Boca Palm Beach session with Amanda Easton. Now, if you're wondering about that, my friend Seb is so entrepreneurial and clever, especially in times like these. He already had a really fantastic cafe that I've been very happy to go to. But he's opened a second one. They've both got live music, but it sounds like La Boca Palm Beach is even more about live music. They've already had some, amazing Sydney names playing there, and I would love to. Thank you, Seb. Absolutely. Good night, all. It's been lovely to see you. Please feel free to send me a message. Hey? And I'll see you soon. All the best. Bye.